Hello, it is Thursday, September 17th, 2020. This is the Yourmish full body workout. And please do not waste your time watching this video unless you have a very specific reason to watch this video. I would hate to waste your time. This is just going to be very easy, knocking it out pretty quick. Feeling kind of sad. Callie, a cat that's been in my life for probably 27 years, has died recently, and she lived a lot longer than anybody thought she would, and there was a lot of life in her, and I just did the grief equation a couple times, which is matching up all the good times and asking myself, for that pain I'm feeling now, is it worth giving up the memories of all that good time if I can give up that pain now? And it's a very bizarrely selfish in a question that, in one perspective, but it's also a very altruistic question in other perspectives. Like also, the reflexive fact that having her purr and making her happy was one of my favorite memories. And picking her up, and eventually she got used to being picked up and realized it's okay, and yeah, good little girl. A lot of energy, a lot of life in that little thing. It's amazing how 3 pounds of kitty cat, she was always very small, could really just affect a lot of good things in your life. Anyway, so that's the grief equation. Does pain now equal, does the memories and all the good times I've had equal 3 times more than the pain I'm feeling now? And it's way more than 3 times more. It's, the pain I'm feeling now compared to all the good times and good emotions, yeah. So the good outweighs the bad, and that is, I guess that's kind of a goal for a lot of things in life, especially this. So, but this is going to be short and easy. I'm going to try to do this in under 45. Okay. Also, I'm going to try this without consulting the document too much, see how much my memory can gain. It might be out of order, but that's okay. And, oh yeah, like I said, it's real easy, real simple, not doing much. Right there. Now, in theory, I could have done just 3 right there instead of doing 3 sets of 1, but I don't know. I kind of like to keep the rhythm, and I only do the single set on the inverted sit-ups because just going upside down 3 times is kind of a bit of a pain. And this is only 3. Lightweight, low reps, just movement. I want to kind of feel energized after this workout. So, try to make that happen. And the going back and forth is possibly part of the energy. For some weird reason, doing this fast still tires me out. Not going to go too fast. I want an injury. I want to be thoughtful. I want to think about my muscles when I'm doing this. And since I can talk and do this at the same time, because it's low rep, I still have, hopefully, some mental aptitude to be able to count to 3 and still talk at the same time. So, and this being the 3rd set of this, we'll see about all that. Also don't want to trip over the tripod when I walk around it. That would be bad. Don't want that to happen. That's almost happened a time or 2. Got to be careful how I position this thing and move through it swiftly, but smoothly and carefully. One thing I thought about doing that I haven't done yet is I should listen to an audiobook. Not while doing this, although I've played around with that idea before. But while cleaning, because this place probably needs a decent bit of cleaning and organizing. I just swept the floor. My goodness, when I have to fill up the dustbin 2 times, or the dustpan 2 times, that's a bit ridiculous. All right, now we're going. Might as well. Yeah, I'm gonna get done with a lot of the stuff in here. Just gonna do it by place. So I'll put this right in line right there and get rid of some of the stuff over here. Just think about it as mental placeholders, I guess. So this will be curls and then pull up, or curls, skull crusher, and pull up. Pretty simple. Set of 3 and then set of 1 on the pull up. Pull up is obviously different than a chin up. Pull ups I'm not as good as. Chin ups because I have a little bit more experience with the chin ups. So what the pull up is, chin up, pull up, and we're gonna do a quick pull up. And then I guess after this cycle of 3 sets of this, I'm gonna go ahead and do inverted sit-ups. Man, I like this. I don't have to pause the workout to talk because I'm not counting that much. So that's pretty good. Keeping things simple. And despite me not really doing a lot, there's a lot of good stuff going on here. I feel good after this workout. So maybe that's just the psychosomatic thing of checking the box. Maybe it's placebo effect. I definitely feel it a little bit, and there is some soreness doing the calf stuff, strangely enough. So my calves were actually a bit sore the other day, and I don't remember doing any serious calf exercises. Whoops. Get back here and do this, and be able to do a little bit of everything. So that's good. And kind of like this talking and doing. I do concentrate on the muscles a little bit. Like right here, I'm really trying to feel my biceps and upper chest area, like all of this. I'm trying to feel while doing it, because you're only doing one, so you might as well really invest straightening the elbows out. Really try to feel that, and I did, which is good. So I think that's done there. I'm gonna go ahead and put these weights away. I think I did 3 sets, and this is good. I can practice the fine art of speaking without getting too tongue-tied, not using and a little too much, speaking off the cuff, making it flow naturally and good, not too jibber-jabber in my words. I do like the idea of treating people how I would like to be treated, but how I'd like people to speak fast. I realize a lot of people don't like speaking fast, so I'm doing some middle ground here. I'm not pushing the speed up my diction, but I'm keeping it fast enough where too slow would annoy me. The thing is when I engaged in a conversation, more than likely my default setting is just to kind of shut up, you know. But at the same time, I'd rather listen than talk. There we go. Whoa. Let's try that again. Both these things were off. This thing was on, I slipped this one on, this one came off. That could have been a bad fall if I let go with my hands thinking I was all hooked up. But good news is I looked with my eyes, double checked, things seemed off, not letting go till things are, you know, kind of, and it's a gradual let go. Even though it seems like I do that leap of faith situation, that feels on. But let's go ahead and put some weight on that. There it is. And then go ahead and do that. All right. Try to stop with too much swinging. I'm only going to do about 7 of these. I think that's 4. A little bit of stretching. 5. 6. A little bit of the breath stops some of the swinging too. And at least I can do like negative swinging. And I think that's 7. I'm going to take it real slow here, grab the back of my leg. And just slowly, not really a huge stretch, there. Don't really want to tweak my arm as I've been doing in the past. So that's all there is for that. And I am feeling that. Whew. Feeling this whole thing come together like this in a good way. But that gets rid of this room out of the mix and out of the way. Whew. All right. Now we're gonna do a little bit of something different. Put the incline bench back. Oh, that wasn't good. Get that out of the way. All right, gonna do the planks with breathing. A little bit of deep breaths. 3 pretty big breaths. Test out the lung capacity. Stretch out, feel that good stretch right there. Strangely enough, this is a stretch. At least it feels that way in my body. So I'm gonna call it a stretch. All right, go for another set of 3 breaths. Real short, real sweet, real good. Was the second set, I think. Gonna go up for the third set. An idea on this one is the holding empty is, both sides are kind of a slingshot. So if you hold when your breath is full and eventually get that pressure and you wanna push that breath out, having fun with that. But I'm gonna do the inverse, hold while I'm empty and get that tension going and then make my body just wanna breathe in real quick so I can get maybe a little bit more air in my system. And here's the funny thing. It's like there's a point where you slam a wall when you're holding the breath. It's like you breathe in, you slam the wall, you hold your breath. Without slamming that wall down or slamming that gate shut, it's kind of hard to hold your breath, which is kind of interesting to play around with. I'm not going to do that right now because that takes longer than this. But, you know, it's something fun to mess around with. Even holding empty, there's some stuff going on there that's kind of interesting. All right, so part of me wants to get the calf thing done, but at the same time I want to get in there and get some other stuff done. Yeah, we'll go in there. We'll get the air squats and the extension and collapse is the wrong word. Contraction, that's what I'm looking for. Extension and contraction. Those are the fun words I'm looking for. All right. Nice and bright in here. Brighter than usual. We will enjoy it more than usual then. Maybe, in a weird way. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do the air squats. Just one. I was gonna go for, I'll do 3. We're gonna just make it 3 of everything. 3, 3, 3. Even though the air squats are a little bit more taxing than this. That's okay though. Keep it pretty simple. And I might put changes on the paper. Not terribly important about the numbers right now. The most important thing is just getting this done fairly quicker than usual. We'll see what happens. 2 minutes of talking in the beginning. That was interesting. A little bit more than I wanted to say, but felt good getting out and trying to explain it. Also re-explain it to myself a little bit. That's always a thing, right? Well, I'm gonna stay away from the word always. I'm not gonna say that's always a thing. That is a thing. And leave it at that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're into that second set of all 3 of these guys. Nice and toasty here. Get this going. Gonna go ahead and start that third set. Getting off that thing's kind of weird. It's kind of fun getting down like that, grabbing the dumbbells, going up, putting them down. I do that in my room sometimes. Not too often. Something says I should probably do that more. Another thing says I'm glad I'm doing that less. And the dumbbells are only like 30 pounds. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, I'm not sure. Somewhere around there. And just get a few of those. It really feels pretty intense. Alright. This is interesting. This feels strange, this thing. Basically because I'm probably not used to it. I still haven't put those seat clamps over there. Let's go ahead and get this done. Alright, so that is done for that. Go ahead and switch the camera angle, do the dips and the rocket chair from here because that's fun. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick set of 3 on this right here in this spot. This is as far down as I can go. Switching to that rocket chair stance, kind of get myself right into it. I like that no hesitation thing. And it's only a set of 3. We go in for the dip, gonna go nice and high. Outwards to the heels, and do 1, and go to the ground. Do another set of rocket chair. 2, 3. I guess I'm getting used to just trying. The big thing in this, since it's low rep, lightweight. I'm doing this with as little, trying to minimize my hesitation towards exercises. Just kind of going for it, you know. I used to kind of psych myself up before a set, maybe talk a little too much. There we go. Oh, that's out of the way. Go ahead and get on this. Get these out of the way. Trying to get this whole room kind of cleared out. Feels like that's a decent idea. Yeah, there we go. It's not too bad. Got safety pins. Gotta figure out a different way to get this tighter without safety pins. The ropes only tighten it so much, so I have to use safety pins put through the ropes. That's just weird, but it works. Pants stay on, although they get a bit droopy. Put these on the outside. Something about just going, just getting it done, flowing through all the exercises, being able to count to 3 basically subconsciously. It's kind of like drums, man. I'm only counting to 4, but mostly I'm doing that subconsciously, and sometimes in sets of 4. And I know that, hey, that third set of 4 in this song, I gotta do something special. Gotta do a little bit of variation, at least towards throughout the measure or towards the end of the measure, especially. And then maybe on either the 4 and or the 1, hit that cymbal and really pay attention to the 1 sort of. I don't know which I like better. I think I like make an example on the 1, unless it's transitioning to a different part. And this is the 3rd set of this. 2, 3. Just try to be relaxed. Get this thing out of the way. Feel good about it. Feel like something's biting me on my side. Go scratching soon. If you're a bug that's biting me, keep biting me. That way I can get you. You never bite me again. I didn't feel anything. The other day I felt something biting me on my leg in here. It was night, and I went through my set, still bite me, killed whatever it was. I think it was a mosquito, and I've never actually seen this happen, but with mosquitoes, supposedly you can tighten the muscle and they get trapped, stuck on your skin. And I've heard one person say that when that happens, they'll just keep sucking blood. They don't know how to stop sucking blood. And what will happen is they'll explode. I've never seen it happen. I've tried it, never been able to manifest it, never been able to make it happen. But I don't know. I don't even really want to be mean to mosquitoes, but I'm not a fan of mosquitoes. I don't mind the male ones. The male ones don't bite you. The female ones, the little ones, they're the ones that bite you. At least that's what I've been led to believe. Could be wrong on that. Alright. Ending up the second set for this. Pretty relaxing. Pretty good. Beginning that 3rd set with this. Oh yeah, that feels good. Feels pretty smooth on there. Finish this thing out. Sweating hard. Alright. So that's 3 sets of that. And really finish this area out. Gonna get these things done. Lean back. Breathe, lean forward. Hit those triceps. Lean back from the back. Even step back a little bit. And then triceps. 3rd set. Step back a little bit, and I'm going to lean forward when it goes down. That way I'm not hitting the edge of the exercise too much. Also focusing on like somehow the back of my shoulders seems to have a really good feeling from this. Try and keep those elbows still. The more still I keep my elbows, the more likely that really hits my tricep in a good way. All right, last thing in this room. I'm gonna go ahead and do these. Set of 3. Keeping it simple. Dripping with sweat. Feeling slightly nauseous. That's okay. Doesn't take much, I guess. First thing I do when I get back in, I'm gonna grab some drink. Now I probably made a mistake. I didn't drink the creatine before the workout. I don't always drink creatine, but I made a drink with creatine in it. And didn't actually drink it all the way down. So it's still sitting on that little desk there. I guess someone said it's a drawing desk. The side of it can pop out in an interesting way. That's kind of fun. Let's see how far back I can go with that. Really trying to push my flexibility there. It's like I can't tell if this is a vein or a scar. I think it's a vein popping out above my shin for all weird reasons. All right, that's it for this room. I'm happy to get out of here. Feel like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. But it's good to get this cleared out. Oh my goodness. So hot. So hot in there. There's that little desk. And if you look, push this thing comes out a little bit. Comes out the other side too. And then there's like a blocker thing on either side so you can't pull it all the way out. Grab that chair. Sweat is just dripping off me. I'm gonna grab a towel off. This is my second favorite sweat towel. My first one's on the spot where I do dips. That towel, for whatever reason, almost always freshly washed, smells great. Oh man, the towel smells good. This towel, I don't know if I ever washed them together. I mean, I should. There's no reason not to. I don't really care about whites and colors that much. You know, mix up the laundry. Put everything in the laundry. Most of what I own is pretty dark anyway, so no worries about it. I don't own a white shirt and I don't own a red shirt. Therefore, I will never own a pink shirt. That's a lazy laundry joke. I've tried that on stage before, doing like an open mic comedy. That joke didn't do very well. And then I said some smart ass comment about like, man, I thought some people in here were into laundry jokes. Oh man, now I have to throw away this whole set. Something like that. Had a whole set on dryers and washers. I thought in 2020 we were above racism, above we were doing pretty good. Then I went to a laundromat and I saw a washer, and that washer said whites only, and I was just livid. That racist laundromat. Anyway, I thought we were beyond all that. All right. Maybe I don't know laundromats enough. I've hung out in a few, generally while helping other people do their laundry. And I don't know, I heard some good conversations. It's a magical place sometimes. One of those magical moments like you've met somebody in a doctor's office, you both are kind of forced to be there, and thus like, hey, no reason not to talk, and you have a wonderful, life-enriching conversation. Ooh. I knew this guy, Tim. He was, I hope he's still alive. He was suffering from cancer as a young guy too. I don't know, I think I still have his number somewhere, so, I mean, in theory it should be in my phone, but maybe try to give him a call and hope he's doing well and just say I randomly thought about you. I do that sometimes. I don't think a lot of people, I don't know, I don't think they dislike it or like it, but usually when you haven't heard from somebody for several years, what you end up getting is hey, I got this brand new pyramid scheme. And it's not that at all. All right, so there's enough talking. I needed to kind of dry off a little bit, get some liquid, sweat it out a whole bunch. In about 2 or 3 hours, I get to eat. And at that time, it'll approximately be, right now it's 41 hours since I've eaten. And the easy way to figure it out is, today is Thursday. Wednesday I didn't eat at all because I'm doing that eat every other day and usually shoot for a 36-hour fast at least. I haven't always hit that. One time I didn't hit that, so my second or third time into the 24-hour fast, I didn't hit the 36, but I did go the whole day. I went from midnight to midnight one time. But yeah, so today's Thursday, Wednesday was 0, and then Tuesday I stopped eating right before midnight, boom. And then that way I know if I do 24 hours, that's midnight Wednesday, and then I do 12 p.m., noon, that's 36 hours, that's my shooting point for 36 hours, and then just add 6 on top of that, you get 1800 on top of 12, or 6 p.m., and so like, you know, hey, 36 plus 6 equals 42, so that 42 hours feels pretty good. Now, I've been reading about people that do a lot of 72-hour or do 72-hour fasts and stuff like that. I'm not so sure that's a good lifestyle choice, but then again, a couple of years ago, I wasn't sure staying unfed for 16 hours was that good of an idea. And I went from like 16 hours, and then I went like within days, I went right up to 20, and then 20 felt really good, and then sometimes 24, and all this kind of stuff bouncing around with that. And then it was just like, I met this girl, and she was like, she eats every other day, and it's done some amazing things for her. And I was thinking about doing that, and I really was. I was thinking about doing that for quite a while, for a few months, and then I almost did it, and then I had a vacation coming up, and I did the vacation. And I thought about it after the vacation. I wrote and researched and did some stuff while on vacation, and then right after vacation, I just jumped right into it, and it's been good ever since. I mean, now it's only like 2 or 3 weeks after the vacation, but yeah, good stuff. I feel the hunger is not a huge deal, although everything I've read about caffeine seems to indicate that that does some good things, and if you're on an empty stomach, so the least amount of caffeine has the most effect, as far as like if you're eating regularly and still in throes of digestion, your body might not want to collect those polyphenols and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not sure if I'm getting this information accurate. It's definitely, I've done no experiments other than just self-experimentation on this, but I don't know. I haven't really drank any caffeine today. I usually reserve caffeine for only the off days. And sometimes them and sometimes not. I don't think I'm going to evolve a system towards it quite yet. I'm just going to play around and leave that as an available idea. All right, we're going to get out of the way here. And we are already 33 minutes into this. Okay, got a lot more to do. Well, not a lot, not too bad. Calf raises and this stuff. So get the calf raises and get the heel down, toes up, and double base type exercise kind of out of the way. All right, just gonna count off and do a set of 13 of these. Seems like a nice easy number. Not too taxing, but still able to feel it. Activate those calves. They do need to get activated like that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Definitely feeling the goodness of it. And I'm going to kind of count out loud, nice and slow. Not really going to count the repetitions so much, just kind of the feel of it, and try to make it kind of steady. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, so what I did there is I started speeding up the count when I really started feeling it there, because the goal for this, I guess, is to feel it, because it's really kind of an unknown exercise to me. It's something I kind of play around with, and it's just like I need some. I'm doing the back of the bottom of my legs. I want to do the front of the bottom of my legs. Kind of balance that out in motion. Not have this like terrible discrepancy between both sides. So that definitely causes a feeling in the front of my legs right there. So that's why I'm going with that. And back to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This reminds me of like jogging with friends. Like going at a speed where you can have a good conversation. Yeah, and think a little bit. Not trying to go so hard that you can't even have a good conversation. So, but this I really should count 2, 3. I'm going to count fast because I'm already feeling it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30. All right, third and final set of this. Gonna just clear this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That felt positive. Not nearly as intense as the other sets, but you know, wasn't going more slow and controlled on that one. We'll just kind of get it through. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Seemed like my left leg wasn't really coming up as well as my right leg. And it's like pushing my knees down and putting my body weight, or at least a big part of my body weight, elbows on top of knees right there, prevents that. Where it's just, I want to go there so bad. And it's like my legs are trying to go there almost subconsciously. And it's like I can do this for a while. And sometimes I just do. I just practice this. And part of that was, I've already talked about it in one of these videos, that one drummer, and I haven't been able to remember his name for years. But I think there's a band called Nile, and he did the studio drumming on one of their albums. And he's such a good drummer. He just knocked it out in a day. Totally a hired gun for them, and just like, he heard the music, went in the studio for a day, pushed it out. And I mean, maybe that's a story, maybe it's not. I heard something like that. So I gotta look up all the drummers for a band called Nile and see what's going on there. All right, so we're done with that. Lower body, lower legs, calf, and whatever that shin muscle is. All right, so from here, probably get a couple different exercises out of the way. I think that's a good spot for that. Got that right there. Gonna get the push-ups and those things out of there. Let's see here. Get my grips, little grip machines. Would turn this way, but I'm gonna be bumping into all sorts of things, so it's easier for my legs to kick it outwards this way. So there is that. Gonna do 30 and then 3 on the legs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 50. 1, 2, 3. Usually start out with the knee. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27,
22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 32, 1, 2, 3. It's the last one on that. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Closing my eyes does goof with my balance a little bit. Okay. All right. Now we get to do a little bit of military press, and then push-ups, military press push-ups. Anybody? Yes, please. All right. All right. If I'm sitting next to it, put it down there. All right. I just swept this floor. Why is there stuff on the floor? I like sweeping versus vacuum cleaners. Vacuum cleaners are so loud. Listen to a good audiobook while sweeping. It's kind of nice. And it's not that much harder than vacuuming. Of course, there's a dustpan, and what I just had happen with, there's still stuff on the floor, but kind of worth it. Let's see if we can put them up like that. Oh man, that's good as long as they don't fall down. Seems pretty good right there. Recording disaster on that, right? Alright. I think this is the last set. Might be the fourth set. Might be the second. It's definitely not the second set. I'll tell you that much. Know that right now. Well, I'll call that the last set for that right now. And strangely enough, I'm feeling it. Being kind of tired means that less weight and less reps goes a bit further if you're a bit tired. So capitalize on that, right? At least that's what I'm telling myself. And stacking up placebos, Dumbo's feather, all that kind of stuff. 1, 2, 3. All right. Trying to eliminate hesitation, and the hesitation really kills a lot of that stuff. So, speaking about eliminating hesitation, let's go just right into this last thing. It'll be a 3 sets of 3 type situation. We should also get the frame activated in the right spot there. So, there we go. All right, now we are ready. Okay, I think we're good to either side there. Let's see if I can do it this way. Stare right at future me. Oh, I'm gonna hit the birthday sign. That's not good. I'll stare right that way. Or I'll close my eyes. Nice lightweight. Nothing to worry about. Nice and easy. Real smooth. Alright, could have been smoother. There, that one was good. Let's see if I can really straighten those arms. All the way up, all the way down, nice and straight. Alright, gonna go for 3 really straight arms. That's the difficulty, not trying to clinch up a little bit. Really get the most out of this with the straight arms and the full extension. Alright. Wow, I really felt that in my back and my shoulders. Interesting. Last last one right here, make it picture perfect. Oh, nice and slow and good. Not too slow. All right, so that's done. That's the workout. I'm gonna double check to make sure it is proper gone. All right. All right, so let's go through what kind of happened there. Chin-ups, yes, that was done. Then we went over to, that's done. Then we went over to curls, skull crushers, and pull-ups, got that done. And then we did inverted sit-ups and planks. Very cool, that got done. All right, exactly like yesterday. Now, why am I doing this 2 days in a row? Because I had 2 days off of this. So it really should be every other day, but I wanted to play around with and see what it felt like on a day I'm not eating and a day I am going to eventually eat. What I should have done is ate before this and done it, but just time-wise, I didn't want to wait till 6 p.m. and do that. All right, because it is almost 6 right now. All right. Then we went ahead and did the other, a little change of scenery there for squats, leg extensions, leg contractions. And then with that, jumped into chest machine flies, pull downs and reverse flies. Got into the dips and rocket chair before that, so that's all cleared up. Then we went in here and did the calf raises, heel double base things. And then we did the grips and the full leg and knee ups. Finishing off with the military press and the push-ups with the lateral raises and frontal raises. Also, while before that, that's the second change of scenery, we did also the pull downs for the back, and then the pull downs to the tricep version. Both those are the standing exercises on that one machine. And then right after that, we did the bent back lifts. So that is all done. 9 evolutions, 13 cycles, 79 sets, not 81 sets, but that's okay. That's because I took away 2 of the sets I'd be doing with the inverted sit-ups. Inverted sit-ups is now much more comfortably 1 set instead of 3 sets. And man, this felt good getting done. I feel a little bit wiped out, but very nice. It was like a build back up. The heat of the second setting. So I did 3 set changes. Well, 4 or 5, but there's here, there's over there where it's nice and hot, and there's kind of near the kitchen. Kind of near the kitchen is where I do my calf raises and all that, and then it's here again. So there's 3 different spots. I do scene changes. Yeah, scene changes, 3 different spots. So I like the idea of doing that middle spot, warm up, getting actually 4 different spots, because there is the small room. So, or I guess the music room, because my drums are in there. The music room. So, that's kind of a hybrid thing, because the chin-ups are in the music room, but the incline bench of the first cycle is over here in this hallway type spot. So, yeah, are different settings, but I kind of like clearing out clear out the music room, then the hot room, then the calf raise room, and then clear out a whole bunch of it right here in the spot where my infinite notebook sits. Yeah, basically I'm done. I'm just talking to talk and drink some wonderful water and finish up my special drink and be thankful for a kitty cat that was 27 years of my life. Maybe 26, I'm not sure. It's a long time for that little girl. I'm just glad as far as I know, she wasn't in any pain. And it took her a long time she was laying down for like 2 or 3 days. Couldn't get any water into her. And her back legs were all sorts of bent in the wrong weird way. Like part of her hip just kind of gave out or something. And that's been going on for a while. She had a kind of a tumble. We think we didn't, and we never saw it, but There was one time she just started walking kind of bad with her right back leg, and then extended to her left back leg, and walking kind of slow and being careful with stuff. But she was managing just fine until a couple days ago. Just started, acting like a ghost in her own body a little bit. And we knew that we thought a month ago after the fall or whatever, like she was on her way out. But she recovered. Her legs got a little bit better, and then but she no longer jumped on stuff, and we took preventative measures for that. But it's amazing to think in the last 3 or 4 years, I've lost like 5 cats. Now, I've only owned 1 cat in this house, and that was Winks, and she died last year. And I think I've already gone through this, but it's good for proper remembrances and give thanks. So I give so much thanks for Winks. And then over at my dad's house, there were 6 cats. There was Oreo, and she died kind of surprisingly. That was a strange situation. It's kind of like my cat just suddenly died. Liked Oreo. Oreo was pretty awesome. I called her the squeaker because she never really meowed. She always had these really cool squeaks, and the way she got attention was kind of fun. So she was just a gentle, fun, playful soul. One of the youngest cats too, strangely enough, except for Dusty. He's the absolute youngest, but he's also the biggest. There was Smokey and Tommy, and they died about a year apart, and they were brothers, and they were pretty awesome. Smokey was the diplomat, the ambassador of the house. Somebody new would come into the house, all the other cats would hide. He'd come out and, "Who are you? What are you all about?" "Hi, I'm Smokey," that kind of stuff. Tommy was kind of scared of everything, but he somehow outlived Smokey, and he had a couple times where he was kind of sick, and we really worried about him, and took him to the vet. Callie only went to the vet once, and that was for kind of like a stomachache type thing. It was like $400 for a stomachache, really? But Tommy actually had some serious problems wrong with him, so thank goodness we went to the vet for that, and they actually fixed him up. They had to put like an IV into him, and he never quite walked right on his right front leg after that IV, but he got better. He had to have an eye removed. That was what the infection was. That was the big problem we had. We thought he was going to die. He kept hiding under this one couch, and couldn't get him out from it, and his eye was all messed up. And then finally we took him to the vet, and they're like, "That eye is so infected it has to go." And he lived with one eye for the rest of his life. And but he adjusted okay, and he in some ways he did better of it, and and it was such a difference to see him healed up after that. There was Smokey and Tommy, and so there's the 4 right there. The 5. We got my Winks, we got Oreo, we got Smokey and Tommy, and then as of this morning, Callie. And the last 2 we have left is Dusty, who used to be scared of me when he was a kitten, and now he's like begrudgingly my friend. And he's still scared of my dad. There's no reason for him to be scared of my dad. It's just I don't think my dad's ever fed him treats, and my sister got me to give him treats, and my mom got me to give him treats, and wow, that means he's like 6 years old at least. Wow. So yeah, all these cats it's 2020 now, and all these cats were in my life before 2012. Oh, man. We thought Oreo had some sort of before Oreo died, that was really weird. We went on vacation, drove with my dad and my sister to Michigan and Canada, and when we came back, she was extra thin. And Callie has always been super thin, so we just thought she was trying to be like Callie, and then a couple months later she died. So she might have had some internal parasite cancer, we don't know. But she seemed healthy. That was the weird thing. And then there was kind of times where she was just a little bit off. Just like Winks, a day before she died, she laid down on my dumbbells. I had my dumbbells on the ground, and they're just all metal and hexagon, and she laid down on top of them like it was a comfortable place. But she did weird stuff like that all the time. So I really think what got Callie was a brown recluse. Because a couple weeks after she died, I found one near the same spot where she died. So it's like, okay, she messed with a brown recluse and got bit, and died as a result. So yeah, talking about cats and little friends, and I've had at least one dog in my life though. It was a good dog, and good old Susu. Lots of good animals in life, good friends. So yeah, just rerunning through that grief equation, appreciating the goodness, and being very thankful that I was able to share my life with them for a little bit. Hopefully doing some good stuff for other, entities in the world, people included. I remember my mom used to prefer animals to people. I try not to make that distinction. We're all entities, man. We're all in this life together. So, on that note, gather myself and take a nice cool shower and grab some grub, get some food. I don't know what I'm gonna eat, but I'm probably gonna. I was toying around with the notion of 200 grams of protein, 100 grams of carbohydrates, 75 grams of fat, and that probably gets me somewhere around the 2,000 calorie range. But I really like to do the 40-30-30 thing. So 40% of my calories from protein, 30 from fat, 30 from carbohydrates. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm not gonna worry too hard about it. I got some fake meat. It's funny, I don't even eat in this house that much anymore. I really haven't. I think I might have done a little pre-meal in here in the last 2 or 3 weeks, but I buy stuff. I just bring it over to my dad's house because it's a good excuse to hang out with him and eat some grub. And I definitely don't show up there every day to eat because I'm not eating every day, so, Oh, man. Yeah, my freezer's been empty for like 3 weeks. I thawed out my freezer, and I still have my freezer stuff that was in my freezer over at his house. So, but I only have like 2 or 3 things of vegetables left. So, yeah, you stop this at any time. I'm just wool gathering at this point, thinking about what's important, semi-important, not the most important things in my life, but just semi-important stuff like grabbing some grub, eating some food, feeling good. Last night we finished the first season of I'm Dying Up Here, which is a show about comedians. Wanted to begin the second season, but you have to pay for it, and not doing that. So yeah, we're happy enough with the first season ending. And the reason we went through it so fast is because the contract was up on that show for Amazon Prime on the 30th of September. So then got back into the Vikings, and I should be a fan of that show. I'm just, ever since that one episode, right in the very first season, where they raid this monastery and just kill all the monks. It's like, really, that's history. That makes me so glad that we hopefully the civilization is a little bit better now. And it's just I never really jived with the characters after that. Just like, I don't care what happens to you, which is a good thing, when you're really invested in the characters in the story. Yeah, it's just stories, but historically, it's good to open your eyes to like, hey, raping and pillaging is not just something to joke about. It really happened, So yeah, there was that, and they kind of lightened it up a little bit, but still, it just made me imagine the reality of the situation that happened hundreds of years ago to different people. But different times, and I'm not trying to, pass judgment. Like I said, it's just a show. It's a fictional thing, so but not necessarily something to go out and gather values and life strategies from, because it doesn't agree with my values and life strategies. But realizing that, hey, this was something that probably actually happened in pieces. So makes you think about that, and glad for the times that we live in. Very glad for the times we live in. I hope I make it to much further times. Times where technology is so good that we don't have to worry about death. I read an article where the guy, and his initials are great. I never realized this. Looked at the webpage, it said PhD, and he probably does have a PhD now I think about it. Or I know he's at least a doctor. This guy, Peter H. Diamandis, and he writes these blogs, and I've read a couple books co-authored by him, and man, good stuff. It's very optimistic in a good way, and it's not like blind optimism. It's like, this has happened. If you follow the threads of what's happened before and the next stepping stones and convergences, chances are this, and this will happen. And it feels pretty good to kind of look at things like that. And I've always, well, I won't say always, ever since I was a small child, I've always kind of been a technocrat, believing technology will solve a lot of the world's problems, because it already has. Don't depend on politics, don't depend upon politicians, depend upon technology and creativity. Those are going to be the real showstoppers. Those are going to elevate humanity, not policy making. But also meritocracy, and to a very distant third, to a certain extent, transparency. Because transparency, when done right, and I'm not going to be the arbiter of what is right, I don't want to take on that mantle even mentally as a game, but leads to better meritocracy. If you believe karma is a real thing, then more likely you're probably not going to do so many bad things. Well, if you know that, hey, you do something bad and there's a lot of transparency in your life, somebody's going to find out about that bad thing and it's going to catch up with you. And if everybody kind of like looked at like, hey, everything I've ever done is going to come catching back up to me, and here's a real world examples of those things happening, then transparency is a wonderful thing. But there's drawbacks to it too. There's false transparencies. That's scary when something, somebody gets convicted for a crime they didn't do, or I don't know. And I'm still not 100% certain on that, but I think that's happened. I'm almost certain that's happened before. Kind of this false transparency of something. We got this new technology and it can look back in time and, oh, we thought it was good. And then the thing that comes into mind is a long time ago I read an article about bite mark analysis, about people's bite marks, and about false convictions upon bite mark analysis. And granted, the article was probably biased, but wow, it really opened to my mind of like, I never even had the wherewithal to doubt that bite mark analysis was baloney. Especially if you bite into baloney, because baloney shifts. I don't know. Total lameness there, but anyway, probably about time for me to, if you were a human being and not a video camera, I would have shut up a long time ago, but this is nice to air out my thoughts. So, and if future me is watching, I hope you're doing really well. Matter of fact, if anybody else besides future me is watching, I hope you're doing great as well. I hope there's good and wonderful things in your life, and the wonder of appreciating and the fun, creative ways to look at it in different perspective. And like, yeah, this is great, but if I look for this perspective, it's even greater. Like, this thing's great, but if I look at it in perspective of like, it's an infinite notebook, wow, that's even greater. Plus all the other stuff it could do. It's great. It's quick to turn on, quick to turn off. Things like that make me super happy. Super happy with that. And the funny thing about this is, I was going to buy something like this, but a little bit bigger. The current, this is the last generation pen, the first generation pen, not the second generation. And I priced it out, and I was like, man, $2,000. But it would be loaded from memory, and it'd be really big, and it'd have a keyboard and like all the fixins. And I wanted it, top of the line. And then I found this, and it was just like
it's not even middle of the line. It's just like the lowest adaptation that can work with the first generation, stylus thing. So that with this, I think was $500 or $600, and so much worth it. And it seems like a lot of money. Yes, it is a lot of money, but I look at it from the perspective as I wanted something like this, and I was willing to pay $2,000. Now, that thing would have been something that would last, hopefully, I know it's dumb to say with technology, hopefully last 10 or 20 years. And it probably wouldn't. And this thing might not either, but I'm hoping this lasts for years. And I have this all these ideas written down by me and worksheets and all the things I've been playing around with and story arcs and all sorts of good stuff. And it's just such a fun way to think about stuff and mind maps and all that kind of, I get excited just thinking about it. Sitting there with your infinite notebook and just not worrying about the pages. That's a big part, not worrying about filling the thing up and not worrying about misplacing it and sending it out as a PDF to an email you created just to store all your PDFs of the stuff you write, an email that you created that it does nothing other than just like save your PDFs or like, and then from there, you put it onto a little thumb drive, that massive amount of storage. All right, so yeah, I'm done. And yeah, there's headaches involved in doing all that a little bit, but so far it's worth it, and hopefully later on it'll be even more frictionless. So gradually reducing the work from doing that. Telling AI just to like, hey, document all this things I'm writing down in here and put it in this folder and on this physical drive and in this 3 places. So I got 3 backups. All right, on that note, later it shall be.